Wanted to do this much earlier. Let me turn this on. Did I do it right? Okay. I wanted to do this much earlier today. It's Friday, 11:54 p.m., May 30th, 2025, almost midnight. And I want to do it on a Friday because Fridays are ruled by Venus, the planet of love, personal love, Venus, and personal finance. I'm still groggy. When did I take a nap? It must have been around, I don't know, 7. Not that I care. Part of my grogginess. I woke up to tinkle. Yes, I brushed my teeth and gargled. I'm just still sleepy, but I wanted to get this started on a Friday. I just want to speak to nice people, kind people. I know you study etymology, like you hear nice and cringe. Not everybody studies etymology, so nice will slip out here and there. Forgive me. I mean nice in the sense that most people carry the word nice, okay? Not in the etymological sense. But I've been noticing something. And if you have patience, this would probably be like a bedtime story. Yeah, view it as such. Are you getting ready for bed? You have your tea. You just need something to help you go to sleep. Okay, that's what this video will be. Just hell, I'm still groggy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll tell them the story for me to get back to sleep. Alrighty, so, oh, and if quirky people bother you, quirky eccentrics, if that frequency irritates you, do not listen to this, okay? But I wanted to speak to kind people, loyal people. Listen, this has been, and I don't even plan to do videos with this channel. This is an audio video, but yeah, I want to protect my anonymity because I didn't plan to do a video at all for this channel. I'm an astrologer, Gen X, older lady, grown, granny grown, and a part of my idiosyncrasies. Like I done told you, if you don't like eccentrics, get the hell off of this channel. But I mean well, and not mean to be rude. Well, you rude to rude. Is it really rude? Like if you're rude to rude people, is it still rude? I digress. Let's just hope they don't find their way to this doggone here channel. It was 11:55. It's gonna go into the 31st. I really wanted to do this on Friday, but I started on Friday, so Venus, I love you. All right, so Saturday is ruled by Saturn. That's discipline. Okay, it goes into Saturday. Yeah, I'm into metaphysics, astrology. That's my thing. If that irritates you, do not do not lend an ear here. This video. Oh gosh, need some tea. Will you have patience if I go get a cup of tea? You're like, well, take the phone with you. It's a desktop. I'm on a desktop. All right, I can't take the desktop into the kitchen, but I want something. I'm parched. That was really a pattern. I'm gonna go get tea. If you leave, fine. Well, first gotta put the heat on the kettle. Ugh. And then let it warm. I don't want it too hot. And if you leave, fine. But come on back. It shouldn't take me but a minute. Maybe 5 minutes. So the tea is done. I just gotta warm it. I told you this for quirky people and kind people. Y'all notice rude people don't have patience? I can tell you why. Oh, when I get back, hold on. Poppy, you still? Oh, you still up, honey? How you doing? Okay, I'm making an audio video. You know, I haven't done one of those in so long. But this has been on my mind. Remember my old channel? I'll make some tea. Huh? Yeah. It's all good. You want some tea? No. No. Maybe because I'm a little parched. So I'll make some tea. What'd you say? You want soup at this hour? I don't think there's any soup made. You want chili? There's leftover chili. You hungry? I'll heat you up some chili. the remote on the side by the TV. You know, Papoose used the remote as a metaphor in one of his videos. He said, you know how you lose the remote and you start bugging out? Paraphrase. Oh, he's inspired me to make this video to nice people, kind people, you know? Oh. Let her cook. Ow. Let her cook. Ow. Oh, yeah? On your side of the bed? No. There's water on the floor on your side? I don't recall. Maybe it's on the side at the foot of the bed? I may have had a bottle of water. The top is on it. Did it spill out? Oh, thank God. Jesus. Yeah, probably at the foot. I don't recall. I don't know. Sometimes I sit on your side of the bed because it's firmer. It's closer to the TV. Oh. Cut on the big light. Do you need me? Oh, don't worry. Let her cook. You want tea with it? What? You want anything to drink with it? You have your water? Huh? Okay. You said not too much. I know it's late. Oh, you do okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh. Yo, yo, oh, it's hot. Must be the menopause. Is the AC still on? I say so. I shouldn't be hot at night. If he cut the AC off, he probably did. Save the bill. Alright, let me do I have everything. Okay. Gotta get cozy and comfortable. I have my tea. Pardon me, it took longer. How long did it take? Was I going 7 minutes? 10? I don't know. The root Oh, if you waited, rude. Maybe did you go get you some tea as well? To the kind listeners. That's what I should name the audience of the channel. Kind listeners. Who the channel is intended for. Kind people, you know. I know it's hard to be in this landscape. But kind is beautiful because it's patient. Oh yeah. Rude is impatient because it's ruled by Mars. Aries. The downside of Aries. According to the studies I sat for. And fire, Aries is a fire sign. And fire is an impatient element. Ooh, especially out of control fire. Lord have mercy. Fire pushes out, you know? And it needs air to stay aflame. Air is the only independent element. Oxygen is in ocean, O2. Oxygen is in soil, earth, O2, oxygen. And oxygen, again, is needed by fire to stay aflame. Air is the only independent element. An airhead has the nerve to be a doggone insult. When if you don't have oxygen on the brain, you're a deadhead. We're all airheads to stay alive. I digress. All right, now, where was I? Oh yeah, this is Papoose inspired because of the comments. I've been reading a lot of comments, but not just his comments of what's going on now in his life from what's reported on the internet here. But over the years of my life, kindness is so rare. It has to be because people don't believe that it's real. Most people. I'm thinking about what I read in the book, The New Earth, years ago. I read it by Eckhart Tolle. I believe it's been some time since I read it. What, since the early 2000s? Yeah, it was a while back. In it, he spoke to how rare love is, how rare it is. And when I was in college, I took a lot of psychology classes, sociology, and anthropology. You know, because first I took nursing, then I went to fine arts, and then legal studies to become a lawyer. Did I finish? My Twitter handle is proof of what the answer is to that, okay? And I can't even get back into Twitter. What is it, X now? Not that I want to get back in. I want to get in to deactivate the page. But they make you go through so much to get back in. I'm like, what the hell's going on? The same with MySpace. I said, well, let me get back in and just totally deactivate my page. And then you have to go through hell to get back in there. Play these little riddles and games. I digress. Any event. But I remember a lot of those classes, sociology, especially speaking to rude people and where does that come from and what the person could have been through and da 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 da. Also, in a psychology class, the professor once said, if a person was conceived, how a person is raised is very important. I'm trying to quote him now. Older guy, yeah, older. I don't want to say aristocrat or stare, Caucasian, big guy, big professor. It was really really good class. I went to college in the 90s and then went back in 2010. So just a serial student I am. But even now, I still study on the internet, just addicted to studying. I digress. I'm going to say I digress a lot because I digress, well, a lot. Anywho, so in that class, speaking to, Nins, Rhea, um, different, just people who have no conscience and just things like that in psychology classes, he said that people tend to focus on how a person was raised and what they went through, which does affect the psyche, good for good or bad. However you were raised and whatever you've been through, good and bad, will affect your psyche. D.L. Hughley, a quote of his years ago, not that I wholeheartedly agree, but he said this: we're all just a sum total of our life experiences. He said it on stage, and I was like, wow, yeah. I guess he put it in a laughing pill. Not guess, it's a comedy. But he said it. I never forgot it. We're all just a sum total of our life experiences. This is why memoirs are so good. Because it's very therapeutic to write. I love memoirs as well. And don't think you have to be a celebrity or a public figure to write your memoir. Writing is very therapeutic to trace your life and document it per your account. not per the account of your enemies or your haters. You lived your life. You remember what you've been through and document it. Yeah. Proofread it, name it, and publish it. This is what was told to me in a writing class. I took so many of those as well. Anywho, but it's just good to get it out of you and onto paper. And it can help others. Oh gosh, do I love a good memoir. Whew. I may do some book reviews from back in the days. Just to see what I retained from different books I read over these decades. But anywho, I shall go. Yeah, I hear the train. I shall go. Now for Bruno going, I shall. Did you know a taboo for children of Ogun is stealing? I was like, wow, I just found that out today. I was like, ooh. So if you're a child of Ogun, you can't steal. Like, especially if you're just always stealing, that's a taboo when he'll come get you. I was like, know your taboos. Of course, if you're not into ether, you don't care to know your, but know your spiritual DNA, your spiritual signature. You may have taboos you're not aware of, and you're still doing them, and like, why is everything falling apart? It could be something as innocent as wearing a certain color. Um, like I can't eat banana. Why am I telling my business? But certain things you can't eat that's innocent to eat. Like it tastes good though. You can't eat it. Yeah. No, I don't. I don't do ether readings because you like, are you selling your business? No, I don't. I do astrology. I do an astrology, but I don't do ether readings. No, no, no. But that's something important to get to know your taboos. Anyway, I just thought about that hearing Ogun on the train. But back to my point of kind. Yeah, the theme. And I digress a lot, so just charge it to the Libra in my chart. Yeah. But if you're kind, you're with it. You're probably entertained by the quirkiness of it all. But if you're rude, impatience, and oh Lord, just keep the rude ones away. Good Lord. All right. Kind people. This is what I want you to do in exercise. There was a show named Columbo. Now, if you're Gen X, you already know what Papoose, you know Columbo. Oh God, do you know Columbo? But there's if you're Gen X or no, I'm Gen X. If you're Gen Z or millennial, you may have never even heard of Columbo. Find him on YouTube. They have quick clips, but I want you to find the episode. I'm so old school. I wouldn't. These young people know how to find the episode. Find the episode of Columbo when he's speaking to the lady in the airport at the end. This is a woman who was married to a rich man, and her stepdaughter slapped her. She said, I'm going to excuse that. What did you say? I'm going to dismiss that teenage hysterias. No, great. Columbo is the shit. Yeah, Peter Falk. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, Peter. I say Peter Falk. Anyway, but he's a Virgo. Totally. Hold on, salute. Let me take a sip. I'm 23 minutes and I don't want this too long. But kind people have patience. They wouldn't care this long. See, a kind person listen to this while they're doing the dishes, cooking a pot of chili. I don't know. Kind people, y'all dope. Like, oh man, let me go on and give it a listen. They'll just do things around the house and just go on and listen. Not rude people. Oh, back to psychology class. Yes. Why rude people are impatient? From what I've learned, if they were conceived via a quickie, even if their parents love each other, that's another thing. If you're conceived in lust, you have one psyche. If you're conceived in real love, which is rare, the professor said it in is in the New Earth. I also do a lot of references because people are like, oh, that's your opinion. No, many books as I done read. So where I can remember, I'm going to quote a lot and give references. And also, most kind people, not all, they like studying too. So it's like, oh, well, let me go on and look that up. And I am the one to tell you where I've learned some stuff. So yeah, the professor, yeah. Real love is real rare, but real love is connected to the eternal plane. You know what I mean? It's a forever energy. Do you know what I mean? You seen Ghost, the movie, when he was telling Molly, when you love someone, you get to take that with you. It's like a souvenir from when you had a physical body on planet Earth. You okay? Alrighty. I heard something. All right, just let me know, babe. Yeah, you can take it with you. Isn't that beautiful? Mm. You can't take your fiat, what you call money. You can't take it, but you can take the love someone's giving you. Like it's a gift. Lord, it's so beautiful because it's real, rare, and it's from the eternal plane. Alrighty. So it's very, from what was said in class, dangerous to two consenting adults in a lusty moment. None of our business. But if they conceive a human being in the frequency of lust, from study, that person is usually very um, self-serving narcissist. They impatient. Um, they're always looking to extract, 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 like a vampire versus give, give, give. Again, consenting adults having lustful sex is none of our business. But the prayer is, do you have to conceive a baby in that energy? Oh God! And from what the professor said, most people are lust nuts. How you put it? Most of the world are lust nuts. Oops, babies. He was a baby boomer professor. He was like the baby boomer. He explained how that happened. There's documentaries on the baby boomer. Baby boomers documentary. I think it's probably a documentary for each generation. I'll probably do that over the weekend. Make popcorn and look at the differences in each generation. Starting with the silent different generation, baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, what was it? Oh, once you see the Columbo episode, near the end, he's in the airport with the lady who tried to bribe her stepdaughter. I wish I knew the name of this episode, but I saw it such a young girl seeing that. I knew I wanted to study psychology after I seen that. Okay, and I used to read my mama's books when she was in school back in the 70s. You couldn't get a babysitter. You just take it. They did it in the 80s too. You just take your kid with you to school, and all the kids sit in the back with crayons and coloring books. But you still, well, I did. You still could hear what the professor's teaching, and I wish I remember the name of the little kids in the back when we sit in the back of the college classes and have cookies and ice cream, not ice cream, cookies and juice, and coloring books and crayons. It was so cute and sweet and innocent and pure. Oh, don't take a sip here. Mm. Oh yeah, mommy was collegiate too. Not shame, mama. But anyway, so that's it. When you look at that kind people, when you look at the Columbo episode, and he tells her, he was like, you couldn't see past anything you would do. Oh, I'm paraphrasing. Oh, you wouldn't do. You narcissists, they can't see. This is why it's hard to believe that there's nice people exist, because if you aren't nice and you see the world, what's the saying? People aren't judging you by who you really are. They're judging you by who they are. Because it's in their mind, if you're beneath them, there's no way you could be nice. You're using it as a front. You're using it to get ahead. Like they think of you of how they were. Like, I'm gonna be nice to this person because I need XYZ out of them. I need to achieve a need. That's why I'm being nice. And that's how they see the world. They project outward. They project themselves out. And let me give you another example. I don't know if you can find it. This episode is years old too, because Candy has been on Watch What Happens Live so many times with Andy Cohen. If you could find an episode when it's her, she's sitting in the seat closest to him, if I can remember, where out of nowhere, Andy go, was it out of nowhere? I don't forget the topic they were discussing, but he said, well, everybody's gay or bisexual. I'm paraphrasing, something to that extent. And Kenny was like, that's not true. She was like, So I was so glad she corrected him. And he seemed sincere and didn't seem like he was trying to be facetious. I'm like, is that what he thinks? But if you're in that world, you assume that is the world. You know what I mean? Not kind people. Because you're kind and you realize, why isn't kind believed? Because it's rare. You get it? Again, especially if you were conceived in real love, raised in real love, raised with morals and things. And to you, that's normal because that's how you was raised. But when you go out into society and you observe, don't absorb, but observe, you're like, oh God, maybe it's not rare. Maybe it's not common kindness. You know what I mean? And mean people say kind people are phony because it's not their reality. You get it? Don't argue with them. There's a channel. Lord have mercy. Let me take another sip. Oh, I'm 30 minutes in. I don't want this to be an hour. God forbid over. I'm not cogent. I'm not cogent. Am I succinct? Sometimes in prose. Never mind. Let me get back to Middle Nation. There's a channel on here on this YouTube right now, as I'm speaking, 2025. Middle Nation, an Irish Muslim. I hope he writes his memoir entitled it "The Irish Muslim," because I was like, "There's Muslims, there's Irish Muslims." There's no shade, but look, he's reminding us of Malcolm X, and that's just very refreshing to many people. But he has in one of his recent videos at the title, within the title, it should be um, "We're all from Earth." We're in different worlds or something. Please lend an ear there. Please, if you're not even familiar with who I'm talking about and you don't care about any of his other videos, find that one because he explained. He's not speaking about. He's not trying to convert you into Islam, not like that. He's telling you about the difference between speaking to someone of your own moral compass versus speaking to someone of a different moral compass. These are my words. I'm not quoting him verbatim here, and that right there. And he said it's like I'm paraphrasing. You both speak English, but you're speaking two different languages. I remember Savon said that too. He said, you know, you're talking to someone, they speak English, you speak English. This is Savon years ago, paraphrase. And y'all both speak English, but you're sitting there like, but we're speaking different languages. It's very frustrating. Don't do it to yourself. Very energy draining if you're trying to convince them and they try to convince you. And again, I think his name is Mr. Bolson. But you would type in Middle Nation and look at the most recent one. I just seen it yesterday. I don't know the date he uploaded. But, oh, God, it's so good how he says it's an exercise in futility. That's my words. What did he call it? Is nullified. Whatever you're discussing becomes nullified. That's the difference between kind and nasty. They really think kindness is phony because they just can't relate. So it must be phony. No, it's if the person genuinely kind is not phony, you're just not kind. It's like you just speak. You speak. We speak different languages. You know what I mean? Oh, mucho healing and love to the world, but especially kind people, because you must feel alone. That's how rare kindness is, according to study. Okay, another sip. Mm. I don't want my tea to get cold sitting here, waiting for me to sip it. Papoose. I know you know Columbo. I pray you find that episode of it is an early one when Columbo was real good. This is given the 70s. I think it's the pilot was in the late 60s. Was it 68? But this one is the 70s, and his raincoat and yeah, in the airport. She thought the stepdaughter would take the bribe because she would take the bribe. Essentially, this is what Columbo's telling her. And I said, oh my gosh, that's people. You get it? If you're beneath me, how am I going to think that you're more moral than I am? Y'all get it? Y'all get it? Alrighty. There's also Stoic videos. We've been advised in our study group. Even back then, in psychology class, I spoke to Stoicism. Am I pronouncing that Stoicism? Forgive my pronunciations. But a Stoic video I saw on YouTube, I forget which channel. There's so many, tons of Stoic videos. But the narrator said, he was sincere. Again, the same thing with Candy was looking at Andy like, no, that's not true. There's heterosexuals. Sincere, because Andy's trying to say that a heterosexuality is just the front, that everyone must be gay or bisexual somehow, some way. That rhymed. And Candy's like, no, there's genuine I'm paraphrasing. There's genuine heterosexuals on the planet. Huh? And she was looking at him like, huh? I hope you find that episode for those who want to see what years ago. This is personal former friends. A former friend. Her birthday coming up too. What a whole mess. Gosh, when my memoir is published. But I was in my 30. We were all born the same year. We was high school buddies. We went to high school. That's it. It was the 33rd birthday. I remember saying Jesus was 33, and I remember the theme. It wasn't a Jesus theme, but the party was in a hotel in New Rochelle, and then her friend uh, a cancer lady. Uh, she got into the beef with the hotel manager in the basement. Now, hotel manager, not the basement, the lobby. The manager of the hotel was, from what she said, he started. He was rude. I believe her. I believe, why would she just walk up and be rude to him? He was rude to her, and they got back and forth. And Aries rules Caucasians, y'all. Okay, Aries rules war. Um, Aries is the number one. It's the youngest. That's that bratty, immature energy. You made sense with the shadow side of Aries, but it's the first sign, but the youngest sign. Uh, so I don't know his personal sign as an individual. Oh, never mind. But my point in saying that Aries rules Caucasians is he wasn't going to just let that go. So he followed her to the room she went in and ended the party. The truncate the story, and then the party spilled over to this friend's mom's house in Harlem. Beautiful brownstone, beautiful mom. Her mom puts you in the mind of Susan Taylor, the editor of Essence magazine. Oh, just classy. It'll be in the memoir, and she was like haranguing me. It's bad enough we done got kicked out the hotel. Thank goodness this wasn't on my exact birthday, but it was a birthday celebration for me, and she was haranguing and harassing. And you like, was she tipsy? We had booze, but not that damn tipsy. So the story, the moral of this story is she was so busy focused on me that, how that friendship dissolved. We were teenagers. It wasn't as bad as teenagers when you're immature and sort of expected to act the fool. You're a teenager. We're in our 30s. Okay. Oh Lord, just wait till I get to that part of the memoir. So while she's haranguing me in her mama's beautiful basement, the brownstone, my gay friends at the time was studying a handsome man there with dreadlocks, a dancer, and they're not studying him being disrespectful to her. They don't even think he lives there. They was like, he lives there? And this is sincere. They didn't even get the sense that he belonged to the brownstone somehow. They're staring at him. They're interested in him. And da-da-da-da. And after the party, we're on the phone, three-way call. And they're well, who was that guy? I was like, that was the Gemini's husband. He's a Gemini, too. Gemini was bisexuality. Not saying all Geminis are bisexual, but Aquarius was homosexuality. Not in your mind may go right to sex. Don't let it, because we're in the Aquarian age. And look what see how they push that rainbow stuff in this Aquarian age. It rules it in a humanitarian sense. Like if you marginalize people, Aquarius will go get the marginalized people and bring them into the fold in a humanitarian way. I don't want your mind to default to sex, And there's straight Aquarians, of course there are, but that's the frequency that rules humanitarianism. Aquarius rules the rainbow. When you squint at a sun ray, you see the rainbow around the sun rays. Not just when it just rains, it's the water bearer, but it's an air sign. No, oh my God, pardon me, y'all. I'm an astrologer. I just get right all into the mix with that. But so my gay friends were staring at him, really, really, interested, and she's not even noticing it because she's focused on me being a orangutan. I'm not calling her orangutan spirit. I hope she don't find this video. She shouldn't, Lord. But and I don't mean no harm. But this is what people are saying. She's so focused on you, and she don't see men checking out her man. They didn't. But they didn't even realize he was her man. Oh, that was very scary on the phone. I had to convince them. He is married to her. They're married. They was like, you sure? Girl, she may find her husband in the pages of the Elin Harris novel. If you're not familiar with Lynn Harris, look him up. He's a Gemini. He was a Gemini. Blessings be upon his soul, I shed. Oh, his books were so good. Oh, Lord. Invisible Man. Oh, Elin. I remember Wendy Williams said, he sent me flowers, and she said Elin wasn't a hater. No, I met him in Barnes and Noble. Oh God, I shade Elin Harris. I shade. Anywho, so that's what. Oh God, I almost said his name. Lord, that's what my let's just call him Kaja for the story. That's what Kaja said on the phone. She may read about him see him in the Elin Harris novel, one or the other. I said, oh God, and I'm on the phone listening to them, and I'm like, she didn't notice he did. So later on, I spoke with a mutual friend of me and her. They besties in high school, and we were on the phone speaking about how the party just dissolved and just went to the hell in the hand basket. And I'm like, between you and I, this other friend is a Virgo. I don't. I hope she didn't say anything. because to me it's not gossip. I'm hurt. You know how she was cutting the food at the party and ripped the coconut cake box that the Virgo gave me as a gift and put it on the table and said, "This is not part of the food table. This is a gift." She bought me a coconut cake from Belts of, how you pronounce this bakery down Soho. Y'all seen the Sex in the City episode where Carrie and Miranda sat outside this bakery? Was it about Belts or something? I don't know. The Virgo went there and got some coconut cake. She said the cake was so good she wrote a poem about it. I'm like, you did? And I'm a foodie with a sweet tooth. Okay, so she was like, okay, I got you, girl. And she got me that cake. That was the, but and then the Gemini gonna rip tear the box after the Virgo leave. She know better than do that in front of the Virgo who paid for the cake. Okay, oh, calm down. Oh, okay, this is the Gemini was just Gemini Capricorn moon, just this focus. Okay, Saboteur. And the gift she gave me was so nice, big bowls with the she sold sex toys. Never mind. All in the memoir. All in the memoir, okay? So that was that's what I'm saying. About why did I get to oh, the Virgo. We on the phone and I was telling her how my gay male friends was focused on him and she was so focused on me she's not seeing that they checking out her husband. And then had the nerve to say they don't, because I'm saying no, he's straight. And they're like, sure he is. And I'm like, to the Virgo, let's call her Virgo, Virginia. I'm like, Virginia, they didn't believe me. I'm saying the man is straight and married. What's wrong with y'all? And they was like, sure he is. And I told her about the Elin Harris novel bit they said. And they're not trying to be a kiki. They dead serious on the phone, okay? And then this is what the Virgo said. She said, oh, gay people think everybody's gay. Do you get it? This kind people, I'm trying to tell you how, even us, kind people, we do it. There's kindness in everyone. We do it too. Because it's in you, you think it's in everybody. And being a Buddha, we're taught everyone has a Buddha nature. So, you get it? Oh, that was it. That was it. I didn't put a bow on this box. Kind people, we do it. It has to be goodness in them. After I done got burned so many times, I'm stop saying that. I may still think it low key, but I don't say the shit no more. No. Because people prey on kind people. They do. They equate kindness with weakness and dumbness. It's terrible. And then when you reply logically, they're offended. Do you get how narcissism is? They're offended that you had a logical reply. When they're assuming kindness, they see you as Vera, the TV show Alice. They see you as Rose Nyland of Golden Girls. They see you as Chrissy Snow of Three's Company. And they see you as Sinclair of Living Single. Oh, are y'all looking at the Reliving Single podcast? Oh, God, I love the show. I'm loving the podcast. Shout out to Erica Alexander and Kim Coles. Yes, Lord. And Kevin Hart for producing the thing. And I'm no longer a Kevin Hart fan. No shade, Kevin. Let me take a sip. He could care less if he lost me as a fan. Most comedic actress, that's what I was doing in the 90s. Oh, Lord, how many y'all searching me? Oh, TMI. Let me get back to kindness. But anywho, in Papoose, this is what inspired me. Dear Papoose. No, I think I'm naming this Dear Kind People. Papoose inspired. Pap, your auntie. I used to go to her for finance advice. I know you don't, because I love her so much. Your chocolate pretty auntie. What if you probably got so many chocolate? You got more chocolate aunties. That's pretty. Because you're probably like, well, which one? I think you know what I'm talking about. The point of the matter is, me and her, the Taurus, very cool. Love her to pieces. Hey, girl. And I don't know you recognize my voice. I would hope not. No, but she's too cool. She's not gonna spill the things. You know? I like my anonymity, girl. Yes, I'm still quirky. Yes, me and I almost said his name, but me and the other Taurus, we're still good friends. You great guy. And then he knows your grandfather. The point I'm trying to make, Papoose, is we know you're a good guy, but because of the way the world is assume that that's a front. Or if they do believe you're genuinely good, which is hard to believe in a world like this, to their credit, in a world like this, is really, really difficult to believe that there's sincerely good people left. So we're not even trying to diss them. It's just hard, like they exist. They must be unicorns. We are. I've been called a unicorn. I've been called a fairy. Yes, some unique people still exist. Yeah, we're here. We're quiet. We don't feel like we fit in with what's going on, but you know. Hold on, let me take a sip. Yes, papoose. Through your auntie and my bestie, through your grandfather. I ain't fit to say no name. We know you're a good person. Without a shadow of a doubt, we know this. Um, I met you briefly in passing. Remember your auntie had a event at the Apollo, and everybody should the great singer. Oh God, I don't. Let me shut up. Because I don't know haters harassing her. Let's hope a lot of people did events at the Apollo. But yeah, so just a good guy, just a good guy. But because that kind of loyalty is so rare, it's definitely rare bestowed upon the FBA woman. They think your kindness was loaded with a come up. If you a native New Yorker in the '90s, and I was grown in the '90s, I was in my 20s, and I was married to a music producer. Okay, all right. Um, Pat, my ex-husband, co-produced. Let me hush because I'm looking up my ex-husband harassing him. I was gonna tell you the song, but then I would give haters. You know, he's my ex, but I still care about him. Lord have mercy. My point is, if you're a native New Yorker in the '90s, you know Pat was nice. He's still nice. He still got bars, and I just. How could someone that talented be looking for a come up on their spouse? And my heart goes out to you, Pat. And plus, Pisces rules the 12th house. The 12th house rules things behind the scenes. That's why people saying he wrote that. Pisces rules music because Neptune rules music, and Neptune co-rules Pisces with Jupiter. So, but Pisces, when a Pisces is a public figure and they're comfortable being out and seen, they're so talented and they're chameleons with that music and very creative people. Water signs are creative. Just and Neptune rules. Pisces rules melanated. Pisces rules FBAs. Cancer rules Africa. Cancer rules melanated people across the world. But here in America, Pisces rules FBAs. You see how creative? You get the creativity? Pap, you may already notice you're smart as all out daggone doors. Indoors too. Smart as hell. But my point in mentioning your Pisces influences, you will find being behind the scenes. You know, you still want your bars to get out there. You talented as all get out. You may know Neptune rules Neptune, the producers. Oh, that's that Neptune statue in Virginia. Yeah, but I'm certain they know Neptune rules music. Neptune is a mysterious god that never be fully comprehended. Neptune rules life. Neptune rules the ocean. Neptune rules liquids in all formats, including semen. That's the word with semen, men, SEA, men. In any event, Neptune rules life. Okay? A reference, let me get the reference. Book Sex and the Outer Planets. I forget the author. Try to get the first edition. I don't think that's the edition I read, okay? But Neptune rules urban neighborhoods. You see the talent? You see how that's why they gentrifying them. They trying to take the Neptune out of them or something? I don't know. But I heard it's to usurp our melanated. Lord, I don't want to say too much now. Let the video. Y'all tweet this to Pat, IG. I'm not active on Instagram. I don't even know that Instagram password anymore. To the young people who know how to get this video to Pat Poos, go on and get it to them, please. All right, thank you very much. He seems active on Instagram. I gotta find my password. Anywho, so now I got to Neptune. Oh, trying to explain that he's okay being behind the scenes. It's if you're not into astrology, and he's not trying to upstage her. A Pisces wouldn't. They're both mutable. And happy belated birthday, Rem. I think she's a Gemini. She's a Gemini. Mutable, Pisces and Gemini mutable, but it's a square. It's 90 degrees of tension. But they have the same mode, mutable, adaptability. That slavery thing started in Virgo season. Pisces is Virgo's cosmic opposite. They knew what they were doing. I'm not talking about the racist, cruel rednecks we see. I guess the cruel ones, with the slave catchers, the pales behind the scenes. allegedly a master astrologist. I used to listen to T.T. Bay's videos, and he spoke about Library of Alexandria, and where they stole the precious mathematics, astrology, allegedly burned books, but allegedly those books are in the basement uh, of the thing in Italy. Hush, because I don't want this to get too metaphysical. I'm trying to get this video to papoose and kind people. Can I put a disclaimer? Disclaimer. Uh, all alleged. What do the psychic videos be saying? Yeah, all alleged. Uh, but I study. Oh, entertainment purposes only. Yeah, they be saying that part. Yeah, entertainment purposes only. Fair use. What else they say? 1976 fair use. Actor. What else they say? Just dismiss this as quirky talk, okay? Oh, that should be my son's name. The video quirky talk. Because I need to put all kinds of warnings in the title. Okay. Yes, patient people only. Lord have mercy. The papoose. Remember Willie D was talking about Tabitha Brown? I don't even know what that video title would be. But it was kind, not talking bad about it, but he did the facial expression in the video. He said I had to look at Tabitha like he couldn't believe that that's the real thing. So he's a Scorpio too, child. And she's an Aquarius. So that frequency, that's a square. They're both thick signs, but I digress. She's air, he's water. Think of the ocean and then think of the air. You see what I'm saying? But he said I had to look at her because he couldn't believe that type of quirky, happy, go lucky, bubbly being exists. So, not that that's Papoose' energy, but he's kind, he's loyal. Um, Pisces is also a sacrificial type of frequency. Like, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice my happiness and to make you happy. Uh, you know, you know how much it takes to get a water sign to leave you. Specifically, Cancers and Pisces. If they love you, it's a little Kim. She's a Cancer. Still love Biggie to this day. And he passed away in 1997. I can't express to you enough. Yeah, we all love hard, the passion. Especially if you have a Leo Venus. Leo Venus loves you and it's exciting. Because Leo rules the heart and the upper spine on the physical body. Pisces rule the feet. Gemini rules the lungs, the arms, the hands, the shoulders. Gemini is air, is restless, is mercurial. They get bored fast. Who? Geminis and Aries when they get bored? Oh, Jesus. But I don't know if Papoose studies astrology that y'all probably went to astrologers and breeders, and I would imagine so. Let me take another sip. Anyhow, it takes a lot for Pisces to leave you. I mean, a lot. I mean, they don't want to. It's like water absorbs. It absorbs. It just takes a lot. Once you're in the water's whirlpool, you're in the system, you're in. If they got back together, I wouldn't be shocked. That's how the depths of water signs love. And I was hurt to hear about their breakup. I really was. Although part of me is happy he's with another Pisces, someone in his frequency. And he's an odd number. He's a 5, she's 17. The birthdays are correct online. The boxing lady, the young lady, Claressa. She's a 17. A 17 is the star card in a tarot deck, which is an Aquarius card. She's a 17. That's prime. 5 is prime. If you're into numerology, geometry, you get what I'm saying. Rem, I think, is an even number. You got to consider all these. Like if I was doing a reading, I would consider all variables, all variables on deck. And it's not that even odd numbers can't get along, but it's challenging. Which challenging makes the love seem like it's all really, really worth it. It's all the more intense and like a grand cross. That's challenging. But if you can overcome it, you really do feel triumphant and be mastering self discipline. The late Steve Jobs is reportedly had a grand cross, grand square, something like that in his natal chart. And he overcame it, Apple. Hold on to a sec. Listen, Papoose. It's very hurtful when people They could be her fans, and I get it. Remy's fans who think that you're calling you out your name, and I'm like, Pat Post not Dusty. Do they know what Dusty is? Oh Lord, Dusty's really had the talent he has. What the hell? And you look damn good for 47. Not that 47 is old, but I'm Gen X. I wouldn't think 47 is old. And they, trying to paint him as this old man preying on a younger woman. And first of all, he's from Brooklyn, from the era where 5%ers are on the corner of building. It's all around you. If you're a native New Yorker and you're from that era, the wisdom is outside. When you go to this corner store, Lord knows I used to go to the corner store and get my sandwiches, my potato chips, all my goodies. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It's there. You don't have to enter the cipher, which wouldn't be appropriate. You out of pocket. You got to get invited. Now I'm thinking of the movie Sinners, but you got to get invited into the cipher. But it's still all around you. It's on a train. It's building. People in a cipher building, which means to be studying and sharing your knowledge, and it's a collage of ideas. It's just, oh God, New York in the 80s and 90s, all that information outside, just right outside. Okay, so he's from that cloth, and back then the 5%ers and Muslims would speak FOI and OI. They would speak. There's different types of Muslims. They would speak to a woman. A man's woman should be half his age plus 7. If you see the movie Malcolm X that Spike Lee did, I believe that's said in that movie. Just speaking to people who hadn't seen the movie and are not familiar with that expression. But yeah, so if that's what he's thinking, Claressa's the right age. What would be half 47? 25. Okay, maybe she's a tad younger. Okay, 20, 22. Okay, half of 40 is 20, and half of 7 is a holy number, but it's odd. So like 22.5 plus 7. No, 30. Isn't that about 30? He probably did it just right. Because the idea is women mature, girls mature faster than boys. You can see that in grade school. I saw it growing up. I was a mature little girl myself. In compare statistics, per capita. Sure, there's mature little boys. I'm thinking about Samaj with his cute little chubby cheek self. He's just, when you get depressed, don't you look at his way he talk? Is he a Virgo, that little baby boy? Just smart as hell. But any event, just so cute. Oh, I think he was sent to cheer people up. Yeah, my tea is getting cold. Anyway, the point. Kind people exist, y'all. I do not think he used Remy. And I know she's upset. She's a Virgo. She's a Gemini, pardon me. Ooh, acting like a Virgo. Where did that Freudian slip come from? No shade to Virgo. I'm talking about the downside of Virgo, okay? But, I just, Gemini rules communication. It does. And they make the best rappers. Biggie, Jadakiss, Kendrick Lamar, Andre 3000. Happy belated birthday, Andre 3000. Happy birthday, Gemini season. Happy birthday, y'all. Be Earth Day. Mo 3, rest in peace, rise in power, Ashe, Mo 3. Today's his heavenly birthday, Gemini. Who's Gemini rappers? Gemini rules communication, talking. They say it rules cussing. Some people say, no, Aries rules curse words. Listen, Aries and Gemini if they cuss very well. They no qualms cussing out people, okay? With ease, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about other Gemini. Lauryn Hill, Gemini. Maxwell, Gemini. Mama Patty LaBelle. Listen, a Gemini's not going to hear something about them. The point. A Gemini going to hear something about them and not respond. This is Gemini public figure or not. Okay. Okay. When a Gemini goes quiet, I guess when Kendrick was going quiet, it would worry Drake or whomever. Because a Gemini going quiet? Okay. All right, what's going on? And you're paid to talk? You're a professional speaker? Yeah, a little startling. So, I'm not even, some people are irritated with Remy's video, some are irritated with Pat's. And Pat don't respond. This is what I don't understand about the public. He rarely responds. He's just not that public type of guy talking. So the rare occasion he responds, it's an issue. Oh, he shouldn't talk. He should. but he doesn't usually. It's a breath of fresh air when someone who rarely speaks like this speak. It's like, wow, they have a rebuttal, they have a response, and it's the age of Aquarius. A lot of quiet people may just start talking in public out of nowhere. You know what I mean? A lot of introverts may come. The age of Aquarius is the age of information. Aquarius key phrase is I know. So that constellation promises everyone will know truth. Aquarius rules DNA. Scorpio rules the blood. The liquid Scorpio is a water sign. But the information in the blood, the truth, that's DNA. That's ruled Aquarius. People say, oh, it's Cancer rules the fourth house. Cancer rules family. I thought the DNA would be Cancer. Well, that's different schools of thought. My school, my astro school, and I registered for Kepler. Uh, DNA is Aquarius. Science, yeah, Aquarius. Yeah. Back to Gemini. Yes, Rem said it. She's gonna drag in response to every little nuance she see. And people are like, well, what did she say? The Pisces boxer, the pugilist, the Pisces pugilist. That should be the name of her memoir, the Pisces pugilist. Wouldn't that be cute? I read it. You know what I mean? Anywho, the Pisces pugilist. We be like, well, what did she say on the Breakfast Club? That was all so bad. And another thing in journalism, not even in journalism, with people, the journalist is Charlemagne, a journalist. I don't know if he went to school with journalism. I don't know, but the journalist will ask a question. The interviewer would ask a question, and the person would answer it, and people only take umbrage with the answer, not the person who asked the question. I'm not saying they should get mad at Charlemagne too. I'm like, why do you only mad at her response? She didn't bring it up arbitrarily. She's responding to his question. Yeah, I took journalism as well. High school. I'm nostalgic. I'm over an hour. Okay, let me go. Let me let me conclude. Papoose is genuinely kind, y'all. Yeah. Not from what I see on the internet, from what I seen outside in real life back in the days. You're like, oh, that was back in the days. No, no, no. And when he said my family loved me, he's not lying. He is genuinely a good guy. If that was Remy, I'd be sad to lose him too. But I don't know if she took his loyalty for granted. Like, oh, he'll always be here. But if he studies astrology, Geminis are restless. I'm not absolving her from any of the reported alleged infidelities. Pappos, I'm not absolving her. I'm not. But Geminis get bored. I'm not saying you're boring, but they get bored easily. They're restless. That's why they such dope rappers. I'm bored. Let me go right around. You know, remember, was it Lady Luck who said you wrote Sheetha? And some people in the comments called her a hater. Like, oh, you didn't get over what happened in the 90s with that battle, huh? But when you said you wrote 90% of her rhymes, I'm like, oh my God. It was not her name, ain't Lady Luck, forgive me. I'm like, oh my God. That rapper was right. You know why I thought she wrote everything that she rapped? Because she's a Gemini. Their key phrase is I think. That's their key phrase. Pisces is I believe. It should be somewhere online. You want to look up all the key phrases of each sign. But yeah, I'm like, you're not right for no Gemini. You shouldn't, a Gemini. Anywho, I digress. I love love, and I love the black love. When y'all did Own, was it Black Love on Own? Rem was like the 20-year-olds of our generation. I'm paraphrasing, but she said something along the lines of the 20-year-olds of our generation are different than the 20-year-olds of today. I'm like, that is so true, and Pap knows why. Yeah, Pap is smart as hell, y'all. And this is alleged, just watch your diet, y'all. What you eat, and allegedly, well, you should want to be healthy anyway. Suggestions, not a dictate. Suggestions, but yeah, just that black love. I could see the pretty onyx ring. Rem used to wear. I saw it in one of the. Was I in that live? Probably when I used to get on IG back in the days. But yeah, I definitely love the black love, and because the way you could look at Dr. Carr's channel. I had his book in college, Howard Zinn's history book on America, 1492 to present. You know how they broke up black families, and Even friendships, if they observe you having any healthy connection, the sane envy, that's what it was called. Like you're sane, you seem to have healthy self-esteem despite being a slave, which disturbs them to this day. If you have healthy self-esteem and you're supposed to be oppressed, it disturbs them, according to study. Julian Johnson, his channel, the Runaway Slave Channel, for anyone who wants to look up why FBAs don't seem to be as close as we should be with all the hell coming our way. Nanya Sim, her channel, altogether Nanya CIM, speaks to, you know, everybody focus on FBAs. I got that term from Tariq Nasheed. But, and shout out to him. I just, yeah. My point is, so much come at FBAs. It is a miracle for us to even like each other. Because, you know, we're programmed, allegedly, for self-hate. So it's a miracle we even like each other, let alone fall in love and get married and have a baby. You know, blessings to the babies. But, yeah, I was and still feel deeply hurt that they broke up. I love their black love. I love it, love it, love it. It is as rare as the Blue Hope Diamond. You know what I mean? As far as what's being shown to the public, to be specific there. People like, oh, I know a lot of black love. I'm talking about what's being shown. Because allegedly they don't want any little kids, any brown kids, to look up to any brown people. So, allegedly. So, and then now I still worry for Pap and the Pisces pugilists because that's it. Here we go with black love again. It's clear he's a type. He has a type. Like, I need FBA love, or I'd rather just be single. This is the message he's sending. I know what, and you know he knows what melanin is, selling for more than gold on the black stock market, allegedly. So he knows what it means to hold a surplus of melanin. He probably knows of Dr. Lydia Jeffries, who said heaven for the black man is between the black woman. But Dr. Lydia Jeffries wasn't being graphic. I don't want you to think he's being graphic, but I was in that lecture, there, in the audience. So we was like, oh my, Dr. Lydia Jeffries. Shay. Anyway, I'm gonna go a little bit over an hour, and it's all over the place because of Gibbons gravy, and kind people don't mind because they're kind. Did that rhyme? Yes, it did. Kind people will say, well, let me go ahead and do the dishes and cook some food and listen to it. Thank you. Gratitude, kind people. Gratitude, Papoose. We love you. We still love black love. We don't want to get jaded here. And if I was a Bram, I would be saddened to lose you. I know what she's saying, but she's Gen X, and that's another thing. You want to date Gen X or older if you're Gen X. I don't know about you. I couldn't relate to if I was single. Could you relate to dating a millennial? Oh, I did though. Oh gosh, he's beautiful. No, he born in '78. He ain't no millennial. He's younger than me, but he's 78 when I divorced hubby. And what year was that? That was 98. Yeah. Oh, May December romance. It was so beautiful. So no, that doesn't count. He's Gen X. He's younger than me, but Gen X. But yeah, so Gen X likes to date Gen X or older because we can't relate, and they can't relate to us. You know, please find Middle Nation video, Mr. Bolson. He talks about how you can't relate in conversation. He's not trying to be funny, but it is a key way when he said it's completely nullified. I'm gonna look at it again. I love you, kind people. Okay, and Pap, it's gonna be alright. I just Pisces, water is sensitive. But we're resilient too with Gen X, the unknown. The X is the unknown. It's the 10 in the tarot, but it's the unknown in math. In X, that's chromosome. We know that's women, baby girls, XY males. But Pap, you know why hip hop had to be born during Gen X. Pluto was in Virgo. And anything Pluto touches, it transforms. Virgo's key phrase is I analyze. So it had to be born when you're analyzing differently. That's hip hop. Oh, Papoose, I know you know that. And they try to look at that Dave Pap, just a few. Look at Dave E. is it Dave? What's his name? Davey Dave. The Cool Runnings actor. He has an interview on here, and he's speaking to how they trying to hide Gen X. Like they'll teach baby boomers and just skip over us and teach millennials, something like that. Another friend was telling me that. B-Star, she was telling me that. I'm like, they skip over the whole Gen. She was like, yeah, like they trying to erase the Gen X. I'm like, what? After we done gifted the planet hip hop? Oh, we don't even talk about microphone check. We don't. Listen, Papoose. I know you didn't publicly give your opinion about the microphone check, the DVD. But anyone who was alive in the 70s in New York City and lived in Spanish Harlem, they know good and hell well they ain't hear no rap music out their Spanish neighbors' apartments. And you go buy your food on 3rd Avenue, there's no rap music playing in those restaurants on 3rd Avenue in the 70s in Harlem. Spanish Harlem. Where I'm from. I'm like, well, why we didn't hear hip hop in the apartments next door or at any of the restaurants? Huh? I, listen, in their cars, very prideful people. You didn't hear rap music in the 70s coming out of their cars? In 73, when they say they created it 50-50. It would have been all over Spanish Harlem. My older brother went to Harlem World. He didn't see any Spanish people. Never mind. Because if you ain't Gen X and was raised up in Spanish Harlem, you don't have a clue as to what I'm saying. But Pap, you know, okay? But politically, he's not going to give his opinion publicly on that. And Tariq, you're very brave for that DVD you did. Yes, I bought it before they took it off Amazon. I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm glad I bought it when I could, you know. No shade to Boniquas. I'm from Spanish Harlem. My daddy's Spanish. Let me hush, TMI. So there's no shade against them, but if you lived in Harlem in the 70s, you're like, no, no. And then they didn't use no Spanish samples in early rap music. When I tell you they have pride, machismo, Scorpio rules Spanish people. Scorpio rules all Spanish people and Italians. So that's probably what that is. Because Scorpio gives birth and death to just. That's why they got Fat Joe to say that. Oh, God's coming. Aside from trying to push out FBAs and what we created, what they say, how you can love the apples but hate the apple tree, the roots. And a friend of mine said, no, they hate that they love the apples. They hate that they love the apples. So they not fit to say FBA's created hip hop. Oh, you don't own it. We're not talking about who took it to own it. We're not talking about theory. No shade to corporate America, who took hip hop. We're not talking about who took it. We're talking about who created it. That's like you create a baby. You get in bed, you make love, you have a baby. You conceive and create a baby. And then someone else takes it, God forbid, kidnaps it or something. Oh, I own the baby. But you didn't create it. We're talking about DNA creation. You didn't. I know. I learned about cognitive dissonance in psychology class. I digress. Back to Papoose. Papoose, Pisces is resilient. You're going to be fine through the hate. Because I know y'all at home like, where's all this hate coming from? I think it's coming from her fans, yes. But it's also coming from people who can't stand kind people. They see kind people as phony. Because surely you son. Oh, remember Tito Jackson interview? I don't know why I get all into the people interviews once they make the transition. I shade Tito Jackson. And he was speaking about his brother Michael Jackson. I hope you find it. I shade Michael Jackson. He said they used to say, well, what's wrong with him? Why he's so nice? Surely something must be wrong with him. There's people who think that something's wrong with you if you're too nice. Do you get the logic? Like we think something's wrong with them, they too mean. No, they think something's wrong with you because if you're too nice in a world like this, what are you hiding something? Oh, the frustrations of being good and the barrel of bad. Jesus, did I give the other one? I said it was another example I wanted to give about. I did the Tito Jackson. No, it was that was stoic when the narrator said when he said evil is common. It takes conscious effort to be good. Yes, did I say that, Papoose? I hope you find that stoic video. He's serious. The narrator's serious. Sounds like a Caucasian male. He said everybody's evil. It takes conscious effort to be good. And I'm like, why is he saying everybody's evil? They won't give FBAs the luxury to be evil. They say that about us, but no. They try to criminalize our good, which tells me we must be more that than bad. That's what Mr. Bolson said of Middle Nation. He said they're criminalizing nonviolence. Not, I think he was talking about people who protest peacefully. How you said it? He said to stop criminalizing nonviolence. So even he noticed it, and he's waiting over in another country. Papoose. Yeah, my heart goes out to you. It does. Not just because of the dissolution of you and Rem, but to be kind. They, you know what they do to Lauryn Hill? You see it, right? All they focus on is her being tardy for the stage and the taxing. I'm like, there are people on the planet being, their children and elderly people being violated, and all you can focus on with Lauryn Hill is her tardiness and the taxes. That's it. Tardy taxes. Then she must be a good person. All the hell going on this planet, all you could focus on the tardy taxes for Lauryn Hill. Yeah, she's good. Because once they get one little nuance, one little imperfection. Oh, they were really happy when her daughter said she got spankings. They was like, oh my God, Lauryn Hill spanked the kids. They just... And Lauryn Hill replied to that on Instagram accordingly. Did you not spank yours? Did you not get spankings yourself? You know what I'm saying? I digress. I love you, Lauren. Ashe. Happy belated birthday to you. All right, I'm going to go. This is after an hour. Papoose Pisces. He would have the patience to listen to. Y'all go and tweet this to him, all right? All right, thank you much. What is this? May 31st, 2025. 1:09 a.m. Gregorian. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.